Hi, I'm Susan Nelson, and I'm from Syracuse, New York, and I am Islam. So I was working one day, and there was a young Muslim man, and I knew he was Muslim because his name was Muhammad. And he was sitting at the computer, and I said to him, "Are you Muslim?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Could you please tell me what to do to go if you go to a Muslim wedding? I've been invited." And he said, "Oh, just go." I said, "Well, do I have to wear that thing on my head?" And he said, "No." He said, "Just go. You know, they'll welcome you." And I thought, this doesn't sound like Muslims, you know. I mean, I know what Muslims are supposed to be. And he said, "Could I give you something to read? It might help you a little bit to learn a little bit about it." And he gave me a book called The Illustrated Guide to the Quran. And he couldn't have given me something better because it's all about the science of the Quran. I'm a scientist, and it struck me. The Big Bang's there, and embryo, I mean, everything scientific is in the Quran. And I thought, well, this is really cool. And every couple days he would come and talk to me. He brought me a translation of the Quran, and he'd come to my office. I had an office then, and he would come and he would say to me, "You know, do you have any questions? Have you read any?" Of course, I had picked up the Quran and thought, oh, you know, I read the Bible, I read, you know, this is just, and I opened it and I didn't put it down. Because every page, it was like my fingers knew where to turn. Every page I turned answered one of those questions I'd been asking all my life. And if he couldn't answer the question, he would go ask the imam at his mosque, his masjid. And so I'm sitting there one day in my office. He had just left, and he said, we had talked about the words of the Shahada, and this had only been a few weeks. And I'm sitting in my office, and the same exact thing that had happened when I was in college happened. This, in my head, it said, "This is what you're supposed to do. Why aren't you doing it?" I said this was a Thursday. Sunday, I said my Shahada, which is, it's Ashadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah, which is, there is no God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. That's all you do. Allahu Akbar, Allah. I am here to solicit contributions to our documentary, which is about dispelling the myths of Islam, telling the truth about Islam, about the peace and the kindness and the beliefs of Islam. We would appreciate anything you can give to make this documentary a fact and send it worldwide with the truth.